It's Friday, everyone. What do we do on Fridays here at the Hint Hive? That's right, we smash the patriarchy. Hey there, badass women of the Hive. Welcome back to the Hint Hive, Amplifying Women's Voices. I'm your host, Kelly Hint, Queen Bee of this hive, feminist life coach, psychotherapist, and your personal cheerleader for living loud, proud, and unapologetically you. Today, we're diving into a topic that's lighting a fire under boardrooms, burning through outdated systems, and reclaiming power where it belongs, in the hands of women. We are talking about the rise of women-led businesses, how we are defining entrepreneurship. And before you check out thinking that you have no interest in this topic, stick with me. Maybe you'll be inspired. So grab your coffee, your kombucha, your green juice, or your power smoothie, and let's light this fire together. Okay, my friends, first, let's root this conversation in some hard facts. Because women aren't just stepping into business. We are storming the gates, high heels or combat boots ablazing. According to a 2024 report by American Express, women-owned businesses now account for 42% of all U.S. businesses. Woot woot! That's nearly 13 million companies. Hell yes. And guess what? Women of color are leading the charge. They are the fastest growing segment of entrepreneurs in this country, starting businesses at over 4 times the rate of the overall population. Can we get a hell yeah for our sisters of color? Like, that just amazes me, and it makes me so happy. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I really like doing when I Google a business is to see if it's a minority-owned business of any sort, whether it's a racial minority, a gender minority, because I like to place my money in the hands of the hardworking people, not necessarily in corporate America. All right, back to the facts, okay? Because I don't want to sugarcoat this. These numbers, while inspiring, don't mean that the road is lined with rose petals and pep talks. Because guess what? Access to capital, still disproportionately scarce. Only 2% of venture capital funding went to women-led startups in 2023. 2%. That's it. And when we narrow that down to Black or Latino women, the percentage drops to a fraction of that. We're talking less than 0.5%. That's not a crack in the system. That is a chasm. And let's be real, women are often expected to bootstrap with grace while pitching to rooms full of men who don't understand our markets or our missions. But still, we rise. We hustle. We innovate. We pitch with babies on our hips, trauma in our rearview mirror, and fire in our bellies. We build not just to survive, but to thrive. To rewrite the rules of leadership, legacy, and impact. We create not just companies, but communities, ecosystems, and movements. Purpose-driven, community-rooted, soul-led empires. We are showing up despite the odds, and we are shifting the paradigm with every single step we take. I mean, I know I just said these facts, but I'm going to repeat them again. Women-owned businesses now account for 42% of all U.S. businesses, but yet only 2% of venture capital funding goes to women-led startups. What does that tell you? That tells you that despite the odds, we are saying, F that, if you won't help us, we're going to do it anyway. We will help ourselves. Because guess what, ladies? That's what we do, isn't it? We plaster that smile on our face for other people. Why not put the bootstraps on and get shit done? Right? We don't need help. We're going to do it ourselves. But you know what? I say take this a step further. Ladies, start supporting one another. Knowing these odds, it's disgusting. 2% of venture capital funding goes to women-led startups. Please, let's start supporting one another. If the men in the boardrooms want to keep their money, fine. Let's show them that we can do it without them. And another thing, one of the reasons why I said to stick with me, even if you're not interested in starting up your own businesses, it's not just about a retail business or a typical brick and mortar type business. We are talking about communities here. We're talking about movements. You can use the fire that's in your belly. If, for example, if racial inequality makes you angry, do something about it. Don't just post memes on Facebook. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit, if you want to make change, use this. Use the fire to make change, because business isn't always just about selling a product. So let's talk about why this rise in women's entrepreneurial spirits matters. Because quite honestly, when women lead, everything shifts. We're not just participating in capitalism. We are reinventing it with audacity and intention. We are building businesses that dismantle hustle culture, challenge patriarchal power structures, and reject the soul-crushing worship of productivity. We are pushing back against the grind culture, against toxic hierarchies, against the burnout as a badge of honor mindset. We are rewriting the rules, infusing business with compassion, and reminding the world that leadership can look like listening, nurturing, and knowing when to rest. Because success isn't about how exhausted we are. It's about how aligned we are with our purpose and our power. Women-led businesses prioritize collaboration over competition. We measure success not by how many people we manage, but by how many we uplift. Emotional intelligence over ego, because we understand that connection is currency. Impact over empty influence, because we're not here for vanity metrics. We're here for meaningful change. We build brands that are sustainable, inclusive, and future forward. Brands that are rooted in values, not just visuals. We are leading with empathy and authenticity, unafraid to show up as our whole selves. We're creating work environments where people are allowed to be human, when rest isn't a reward, but a right, where mental health matters, and where leadership includes listening. Can you imagine? Actually, don't just imagine. Build it with us. And here's the most radical part, my favorite part. We are not asking for a seat at the table anymore. We are building our own damn tables, and they don't look anything like the old boys club ever imagined. These are tables with rounded edges that symbolize inclusion, not sharp corners built for gatekeeping. They have high chairs for the newcomers, ramps for accessibility, and enough room for every kind of voice. Not just to be heard, but amplified, celebrated, and centered. And guess what? We're not just building these new tables. We are redesigning the entire room. Entrepreneurship isn't just about profits. It's about power. The kind that challenges norms, redistributes resources, and reclaims autonomy. It's a political act, a feminist statement, a refusal to play by rules that were never written with us in mind. It's liberation through creation, sustainability, and unapologetic ambition. It's legacy, not just for ourselves, but for every girl watching us rise. So let's name what's different. What actually sets women-led businesses apart from traditional business models? The first piece is culture-first thinking. We tend to care deeply about how people feel at work. It's not just about productivity. It's about psychological safety, inclusion, and honoring the whole human. From flexible hours to mental health days, parental leave policies that actually support parents, and trauma-informed leadership practices. We're redesigning work-life balance on our terms and proving that you can lead with compassion without sacrificing success. And then the next piece is mission over ego. Our why drives our how. We are not building for clout. We are building for change. We don't need a spotlight to know we're doing meaningful work. We're in it to serve, to heal, to lead with heart, and to challenge the belief that leadership requires domination. Because for us, power is rooted in purpose. In the next piece that tends to set us apart is community building. We share resources like sacred texts, not secrets. We collaborate over coffee, co-working spaces, voice notes, and virtual brunches, not in cutthroat boardrooms. We choose connection over competition because we know there's more than enough success to go around. Our growth is collective, not solitary. I do this in my therapy practice. I meet with other therapists. Yeah, guess what? They're my, quote, competition. But you know what? That's not how we look at each other. We look at each other as sisters in this fight for the mental health of our country. And we want to do it together. We collaborate. We talk about our needs, our desires, what we can do for one another, instead of ripping each other apart in a boardroom. Another unique characteristic of women-led businesses is innovative models. From profit-sharing collectives to social impact cooperatives, women are reimagining what leadership looks like, and not just tweaking old systems, but replacing them entirely. We are experimenting with flat hierarchies, decentralized decision-making, regenerative business models, and feminist economic frameworks that prioritize people and the planet over unchecked profit. Those models aren't fringe. They are the future, and women are boldly leading the way. And then this last piece that sets us apart, whole person leadership. Because guess what? We don't compartmentalize. We bring our motherhood, our trauma, our joy, our rage, our intuition, our neurodivergence, our spiritual practices, and our lived experiences to the business. We honor the complexity of being human. And we lead in ways that reflect the full spectrum of who we are. Because guess what? That is not weakness. That is wisdom. It's not just business. It's a reclaiming of feminine wisdom. and it's reshaping the entire entrepreneurial landscape. And let me tell you, I cannot count how many times I have seen my patients grow immensely because I have shared appropriately some of my personal stuff in a session, right? If it's relevant to what the patient that I'm working with is going through, and I share a bit of myself and I bring myself into session. First of all, quite often they tell me how game-changing it is for them. There are times when they are telling me something, for example, and I rage with them. I'm angry right along with them at that atrocity that has been committed against them. And then I'll say to them, "Ooh, that was a lot of intense emotion. I'm sorry for that." And every single time I hear, "Oh my gosh, please don't be sorry. It's good to know that you're human." I feel seen and heard and felt. So ladies, bring yourselves to your business. I'm telling you from personal experience, it works because women thrive on connection with one another. That's one of the beautiful things about being a woman. All right, so let's talk about some action steps for aspiring women entrepreneurs. Because if your soul has been whispering that you were made for something more, this is your call to listen. So here are just, let's see, I've got 8 steps here that I'm going to talk about. So these are grounded steps to help you get your badass business off the ground. And the first one is the one I struggle with the most, so I listed it at number 1. Ditch perfection. Yes, I know some of you are cringing, but you've got to let go of the idea that you need to have it all figured out before you take the leap. Because honestly, perfection is just a myth that keeps women stuck in preparation mode instead of action. Your business does not need to be flawless to be powerful. Launch the messy version. Share the unpolished idea. Progress beats perfection every single time. Because done is better than perfect. And courage trumps certainty. All right, step number 2. This one is equally important. Find your why. Your business should light you up from the inside out. It should be rooted in something deeper than trends or algorithms. Ask yourself, what breaks your heart? What injustice can you not ignore? What makes you rage in a way that demands transformation? Start there, because when your purpose is personal, your passion becomes unstoppable. That's one of the reasons I firmly believe I have the success that I've found, because my passion bleeds through into everything that I do with the people that I work with. I'm in it, both feet, jumping in. I'm in there with my ladies that I work with. I'm so incredibly passionate about it because I figured out the why behind my business. And I encourage you to think of the same. And then step number 3, start small, but think big. Big impact often begins with tiny, consistent steps. Your dream does not need a high-rise office or investor deck on day 1. It can start with a note scribbled in your journal, a voice memo recorded on a walk, or a product crafted at your kitchen table. Do not underestimate the magic of humble beginnings. Many of the world's most powerful businesses started in garages, living rooms, and coffee shops. What matters is momentum, not magnitude. Step number 4, build your sisterhood. Because let me tell you, from personal experience, entrepreneurship can be very lonely, but it doesn't have to be. Find a mentor who's walked the road you're traveling. Hire a coach who will call you forward, not just cheer you on. Join women-centric business communities that are rich in real talk and mutual support. Cultivate a circle of women who understand your vision, challenge your limits, and remind you who the hell you are when you forget, because trust me, you will forget. Even the most badass of us do at times, and we need our sisterhood to remind us. Because, quite honestly, your network is your net worth, and your sisterhood is your secret weapon. Because let me tell you, when I connect with my sisterhood, we pump each other up. We feel like we are unstoppable. And guess what? That's how the world gets changed, by people like us who get fired up. So don't diminish the power of the sisterhood. Step number 5, get financially fluent. Learn how to budget, price, save, invest, and negotiate like the powerful woman that you are. Your bank account is not the enemy. It's a mirror reflecting your relationship with worth, value, and possibility. So take that budgeting class. Read the money mindset books. Talk openly about wealth with women who get it. Financial literacy is liberation. Your money isn't just currency. It's a megaphone for your mission. And then step number 6, ask for the damn money. Whether you're raising capital, negotiating a contract, or setting your rates, speak your worth boldly and add tax. Stop apologizing for charging what you deserve. Money is not dirty. It's energy. It's value. It's how your mission gets funded. Ask with confidence. Invoice with pride. And remember, undercharging does not serve anyone, least of all, you. And of course, step number 7, I feel like I don't use this word nearly enough. Haha. Create boundaries like a boss. Protect your time, your energy, and your peace, like your business depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Boundaries are not barriers. They are bridges to sustainability. Say no without guilt. Turn off notifications after hours. Build sacred space in your calendar for rest, creativity, and joy. Hustle does not have to mean burnout. It can mean flow, focus, and fierce self-respect. All right. And finally, step number 8, celebrate your wins. Normalize bragging. Clap for yourself like you just won a Lifetime Achievement Award. Dance in your kitchen when you get that first client or the 50th. Take screenshots of kind words. Frame your first dollar. Toast your small milestones. Every single win counts. Do not wait for permission to feel proud. Own your shine. My Hive, you do not need to be fearless to begin. You just need to be brave enough to take the next step. And if you are struggling with that, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Reach out to me. Because let me tell you, I will pull that inner badass out of you and help her shine for the world to see. All right, time for our quote of the week. This week's quote is from none other than powerhouse entrepreneur and author Sophia Amoruso. Sophia states, "Abandon anything about your life and habits that might be holding you back. Learn to create your own luck. Step into your life. Realize that you're the boss of it." Yes, Sophia, I love it. Let it sink in, ladies. You are the boss of your life, the architect of your future, the CEO of your energy. All right, so here are my final thoughts for this episode. If you've been sitting on a business idea, waiting for the right time, here's the truth. The right time is a myth, because the right time is now. Whether it's a product, a service, a community, a movement, if it lives inside you, it deserves to exist. My queens, you are not too late. You are not underqualified. You are not alone. Women like you are not only welcome in this space, we are this space. We are the innovators, the disruptors, the bridge builders. We are the ones future generations will thank. So to every woman out there building something that matters, keep going. You are doing sacred work. You are planting seeds that will bloom in places that you cannot even imagine yet. And if you're just getting started, welcome. We've been waiting for you. All right, my friends, if this episode lit something up inside you, do me a favor. Share it with a fellow fierce woman who's got a dream on her heart. Text it, post it, drop it in a DM. Reach out to me. Send the podcast a text. I love every single time I get a text from one of my listeners. Tell me what's going on in your life. Tell me about this fabulous idea that you have. And then come hang out in our private Facebook group, the Hint Hive podcast community, where we talk big dreams, bold moves, real life strategies for making your vision real, if that's what you're looking for. It is a wonderful place with wonderful women who will be there to answer your questions, to encourage you, to validate your struggle. And of course, if you loved this episode, please leave a review. It helps us to reach more women who are ready to amplify their voice and change the world. I am on a mission to keep amplifying women's voices, to keep talking about the issues that nobody thinks we should be talking about, to empower women to take charge of their lives and be the powerful forces that I know that they are. Ladies, until next time, keep showing up, keep building, and keep trusting that your voice is power. You've got this, and I've got your back. See you next week on the Hint Hive. This podcast is powered by Kelly Hint Empowerment Coaching, as well as Kelly M. Hint LMHC and The Cranky Counselor. To find out more about coaching services, head over to CoachKellyHint.com. If you'd like to know more about the psychotherapy services I offer to individuals within the state of New York, you can check out KellyMHint.com. And if you'd like to learn more about aromatherapy, you can check out TheCrankyCounselor.com.